Welcome back. It is predicting time, everybody. But first, there's recap. And last week, not my best, okay? Not my best at all. I went 6-8. That is awful, okay? That is legitimately not okay. That's probably the worst. Well, I went 7-9 the one week. And I went 6-8. Basically the same thing, I think. I don't know. It's not good. That's the point we're making here. It's no es bien. Okay. We are, however, 84-51, still above 500 significantly, so that's all good. Cool with that. 5-4 the game, we got that wrong. 6-3 in the Crapfest. I got that right, baby. Heck yeah. I picked the Dolphins to get their first dub of the season. They went out there and they did it. The crazy sons of female dogs, they did it. Yeah. I'm as shocked as you are. But that was a good dub. I got the upset wrong. Because I never picked the right upset. There was like 6 this week. And I didn't pick a single one of them. So, that's fun. That's fun. Yeah. So yeah, let's move into the 60-second recap. In 3, 2, 1. We're starting off. We have Kenyon Drake, who was a good trade, but not good enough to get a dub against the Niners. The Jazz come out flat, and Minshew Mania ends. Dwayne is still bad. Dwayne Haskins is not good. Sean Beanback gives the Eagles wings, but then he gets placed on IR after the season. The Panthers return to winning and do not return to Cam Newton. He's on the IR as well. Fitzpatrick gets the Dolphins their first dub, as I previously stated. The Steelers best hurt Colts. Vikings punt the game away. Absolutely awful punt. Their punter should be just ejected from the league after that awful performance that gave the Chiefs the dub. The Chargers show promise, crushing the Packers. It's crazy. The Browns lose to Brandon Allen in his first career start. So good job, Brownies. The Lions kill all of my hope because they lost again. Russell MVPs to a dub as he does. Lamar shows like he is the real deal. Black Cat kills the Giants, and Nick Foles becomes the starter of the Jacksonville Jaguars. That is the 6-game recap for this week, Week 10, baby. Let's move into the predictions. Well, first off, our first game, the Thursday night game of this week, is the Chargers at the Raiders. Now, the Chargers, they beat the Packers last week. Incredible job. Raiders also getting dubbed last week, showing me that they are a lot better than I think they are. And while the Chargers may have got a very substantial win last week, I think the Raiders are showing more promise than the Chargers at this point. Okay? So I'm going to go with the Raiders here in this one. I think this might be the second time all season I picked them. So that's pretty crazy. Next, we have the Ravens at the Bengals. Well, the Ravens beat the undefeated Patriots and showed that their defense really was just thrown up there when they played awful teams. I mean, the defense did well against the pass game, but they cannot stop Lamar and friends on the running game. So, Ravens are going to beat the Bengals, obviously, because the Bengals are awful and haven't won yet. Next is the Bills at the Browns. The Bills, picking them lately, they got a dub. It was a close one, though. Almost lost to the Redskins. There's a little antsy stuff going on there. Their offense is awful. It's not good. Browns, on the other hand, I can't pick them in good faith any longer. I keep trying to give them, you can do it, but they don't. They don't do it. They go the opposite direction and just lose and get me depressed and every other Browns fan depressed. Not that I'm a Browns fan, but I know a lot of them, and they're just not in good shape right now. Okay? Bills. Next is the Chiefs at the Titans. Now, the Chiefs are expected to have Patty Mahomes back. And the Titans, as you can see by the jersey I'm wearing, they were excited that Tannehill led them to 2 victories. Granted, those were both mediocre bowls, so legitimately 0 people care, but the Titans fans were excited. And I'm sorry that Steve McNair had to be part of such an awful franchise, because this is a pretty cool jersey, Steve McNair, cool guy. But that awful franchise he's a part of is losing this week to the Chiefs. 2 weeks in a row, I've worn the jersey of a losing team. Incredible. Next we have... Actually, wait. Last week, I wore a Steelers jersey. It said they were going to lose, and they won. I've just given the Titans a win. This is awful. However, the Dolphins are at the Colts. Now, the Colts have lost their quarterback in Jacoby Brissett. Got hurt last week against the Steelers. Not good for them. He was doing great this year for the Colts, leading them to many victories, and would have probably led them to victory. And they still could have got a victory if Adam Vinatieri wasn't slowly falling apart before our very eyes. It is probably the saddest thing that will happen this year. It's just a disappointing thing to watch. One of the greatest kickers of all time, if not the greatest kicker of all time in NFL history, is slowly dying. And it's just, I can't bear to watch, okay? But Dolphins, on the other hand, they're really bad. And they may have got their first victory, but it was against the Jets, whose only win is against the Cowboys. So that's fun. Colts, they're definitely getting the win here. Hoyer can do it for them. Next, we have our Crapfest of the week. Yes, we have the Giants at the Jets. The Giants have just lost to a jinx. They lost to a black cat. They were winning the game. Black cat's like, let me just run on the field real quick. And the Cowboys were like, tides are turning, man. And now we get to hear we them boys for next week, which is not a positive thing. Jets, on the other hand, they lost to the Dolphins, who were awful. Incredible job, once again. Battle of New York, which isn't actually New York because they play in Jersey. Giants, because I picked them last week and they let me down. To lose to the Jets, that's not a good thing. They've already beat some bad teams this year. They can get another one. Next, we have our upset of the week. We have the Rams at the Steelers. The Rams have not been impressing me at all this year. I think their record is way better than their team actually is. Steelers, on the other hand, they have the potential to be good. They just do magical things, but also shouldn't be as good as they are, which is kind of a paradox. But as I said last time, they like to play to their position. Their position. Their opposition. There was a missing O in there somewhere. And since the Rams are technically a good team, it'll be close, and I think the Steelers get the upset here and the dub. So good for them. Next, we have the Lions at the Bears. The Lions... Come on, guys. The Raiders is the team you could have beat. It's the team that's in a very similar situation as you. You're both trying to prove that you're better than people say you are. You're trying to prove a lot of things here. And instead, you lose in a very awful fashion. Bears, on the other hand, their defense is like, we're trying, man. We're trying. But when we just don't run the ball for some unknown reason and keep having Mitch Trubisky be like, what's a receiver? Then it's not positive. Allen Robinson is having his career just left Jacksonville after they had Bortles. Now, I'm a fan of Bortles. I like Bortles, but he's not the best quarterback. He did the job 2017, but we got to stop living in the past here in Jacksonville. Now he has Mitchell Trubisky, which is also not a very positive thing. I want to see that man go somewhere where he can shine, where he can be a great player, receive the recognition he deserves. You feel me? Back to Jacksonville. Now, I'm interested to see what Nick Foles will do, but that's not the game we're talking about because the Jaguars have a bye this week, so I don't even talk about them. Back to the game. The Bears, their defense is good, but it doesn't matter because Mitch Trubisky's awful, so the Lions get this one. Good job, everybody. Lions, if you lose another game, I'm kicking you to the curb and never picking you again, which is definitely a statement I don't want to make, because I'll probably end up picking them, and then someone's going to be like, but you said you weren't going to pick them again. And I'm going to be like, yeah, well, shut up, okay? Next is the Cardinals at the Buccaneers. The Cardinals are very good against bad teams, or the Lions. I guess I can consider them a bad team now. The Cardinals are very good against bad teams, and the Buccaneers are somewhat decent against good teams. I don't know. I'm still confused on how the Buccaneers work. But the Cardinals have either 0 or 1 loss against a team with a losing record. Buccaneers have a losing record, and they also haven't beat a losing team. Their only 2 wins are against teams with winning records. The Buccaneers make 0 sense. Jameis Winston decides one week he's going to shut up his shop. The other week he's like, we're closed on Sundays. You know what I mean? It's like either be Chick-fil-A or have your bakery. You can't have both, okay? Cardinals, I think they're the better team here, and they're more interesting. And Kenyon Drake goes off on my bench for 30 points, because Why would he do well in his first ever game with the Cardinals? I don't know. Because it's stupid. Next, we have the Panthers at the Packers. Panthers get another dub from Kyle Allen, and they send Cam Newton to the bench for the year. Bye-bye. You may never play as a Panther again. Especially the way Kyle Allen's been playing, getting this team dubs. Granted, a lot of it comes from Christian McCaffrey. There's still got to be somebody to hand off the ball, or have little checkdowns. Just ask Brady. Does a really good job of it. But the Packers, on the hand, they got freaking by the Chargers. That's what it was. Yeah, they got destroyed by the Chargers. I don't know where it came from. The Chargers go from going, hey, let's lose to bad teams. Yeah, to just Packers. You got a nice record there. Be ashamed if someone were to make it worse, kind of a thing going on there. But the Packers still think are the better team here. Kyle Allen and the Panthers have not done well against winning teams. So yeah, Packers going this one. Next is the Falcons at the Saints. So the worst team in the division against the best team in the division. Plus, the Saints just had a week of rest for Drew, who came back from injury and was good, but he'll probably now be great. Kamara might be back as well, so that's just a whole lot of damage heading towards Atlanta, even though the game's in New Orleans. Saints. Next, we have the Vikings at the Cowboys. Now, I don't know if I want to say that Kirk let me down. I think it was more of just the Vikings themselves let me down. Okay, they had the lead. I kept getting all these notifications. They were like, whoa, crazy Chiefs play. Wow, this guy was really fast. I'm like, oh, they must be absolutely blasting the Vikings. Then I look at the score and I'm like, the Vikings are winning. What? And then I go down there. It gets tied up. Vikings get the ball. 0 for 3. 3 and out, I mean. They go to punt it, and what is he do? It's like 25-yard punt. You're an NFL kicker, and you do a 25-yard punt. Gone. I want him gone. Okay? Granted, Kirk needs to take control of the team there and get himself a first down and more yards, and then, get the field goal, get the dub. But come on! The defense is good. Okay? Yeah, they had some issues, but you got to be able to... Cowboys. They beat the Giants, even though they were losing to them. They've only beat one team with a winning record. And the same goes for the Vikings. It's the Eagles. Congratulations. Eagles. Eagles who have now lost Deshaun Jackson for the remainder of the season. I know. This is very sad. This is a sad day for all of us. Eagles might lose the rest of the games, honestly, at this point. They don't even have Deshaun pretending he's going to be okay. Not a good thing for him. Picked up Jordan Matthews, though, so that should be fun. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the Vikings and the Cowboys. And the Cowboys, I just think, are worse than the Vikings. The Vikings, they have the potential to beat good teams. They can't find a way. Kirk is cursed, man. But I'm thinking the Cowboys are the perfect team for them to break the curse against. The Cowboys have already lost at home this year. Might as well do it again. You know what I mean? So Kirk, Vikings, just win, please. Come on. That'd be great. And finally, we have our game of the week. We have the Seahawks and Russell Wilson and MVP, and the 49ers, and they have a good cast. They have a good cast. I don't think Jimmy G's the top dog here. I don't think Matt Breida or Kittle or newfound friend Emmanuel Sanders is really what's getting them dubs here. Or Nick Bosa, who I think they should take a second look at, who's for Rookie of the Year or Defensive Rookie of the Year. Because my man's Josh Allen had 7 sacks in 9 games. Incredible. What a beast. They're just like, Nick Bosa, dude. The Bosa brothers, they're really good. It's like, yeah, but Josh Allen and Gardner. Gardner's not starting anymore. But that could change because Nick Foles has been known to not do anything positive outside of Philly. But anyways, back to the game here. Since the Jaguars are on a game this week, I keep getting distracted. Seahawks, 49ers. I don't think Russell's MVB playing is going to be enough against a very solid 49ers team. Yes, it was a little close with Cardinals last week, but I don't think it really matters, okay? Don't really think that's a big deal. Because they were still the better team, and they kind of just let them get close in the fourth, just be like, ooh, you almost had it. You gotta be quicker. Yeah, kind of an idea going on there. 49ers, I don't think both undefeated teams are going to be down week or in back-to-back weeks. There we go. Because I think the 49ers are a lot better, and to beat a good team in the Seahawks would prove these things and be like, yes, they're better than the Patriots. But you never count out Russell, but it doesn't really matter. I'm going with the 49ers here. Final, walking it in. That's my pick. And that's all we have for this week. Thank you for liking my Peppa Pig video. If you haven't watched it yet, go watch it because it's pretty fantastic, I think, honestly. Share with your friends. Get to 1 million views, things you got to do. That's all, like I said. And as always, adios.